Hello everyone, it's been a few weeks here since I posted a video last. I've been messing around with my lighting and I've also been setting up a green screen. As you can see behind me, the background is deleted out. That is all green screen, which is kinda cool. I've been having a lot of fun with that tonight. I decided that I would test out the screen and the transitions and everything in OBS, so I thought I would make a video, and it's going to be a Terrius Talks Tech, since we haven't done one of those in a very long time. So the last couple days have been very strange in the tech industry. AMD and Intel have had some interesting news. They announced they'll be partnering for a notebook CPU GPU combo. So the Intel CPU with a AMD graphics chip on there. Rumors have been going around for months that this was actually going to be happening, but both AMD and Intel denied that this was a possibility. AMD said they wouldn't do it because it would be competing with their APUs, and Intel said they didn't need it. So all of a sudden both teams released a press release saying that it's happening. So there's a few articles here that I wanted to show you guys. The first one is from AMD's website. You can see here that AMD has the title, AMD delivers semi-custom graphics chip for new Intel processor. It says that it's a semi-custom graphics processing unit. It's going to be integrated into a new Intel multi-chip processor package. The product was designed by Intel, integrates an Intel Core processor, the Radeon graphics chip, and second generation HBM2 into a single package. So this is encouraging that they're using HBM2 because that means it's very likely that these are Vega compute units that they're going to be putting in there, so it has the potential to be very powerful. Basically, the collaboration with Intel expands the install base for AMD GPUs and brings to a market a differentiated solution for high-performance graphics. Together, they will offer gamers and content creators the abilities to have thinner and lighter PCs capable of delivering discrete performance tier graphics experiences in AAA games and content creation applications. So that's actually very cool. It's been a while since there's been really anything unique happening in the laptop market. Nvidia has basically had a stranglehold on the entire GPU market for laptops. There really is no competition there from Intel or AMD. Intel, of course, doesn't make any dedicated GPUs yet. So Intel's press release goes a little bit more into the details. The new Intel Core processor combines high-performance CPU with custom discrete graphics from AMD to enable sleeker, thinner devices. Now, I'm surprised that they actually went out and said AMD here instead of Radeon Technologies Group. And later on they actually do say Radeon Technologies Group, but they specifically say AMD's Radeon Technologies Group. That's just something surprising because of the rivalry between Intel and AMD. There was a lot of speculation that the reason that Radeon Technologies Group got split off was so that basically Intel or somebody else could collaborate with them without having to use the AMD title, so as to not confuse consumers by saying AMD and Intel inside or what have you. So here's the Intel side of the information. The new product will be part of their 8th generation Intel Core family. Brings together their high-performing Intel Core H series processor, second generation HBM memory, HBM2, and a custom to Intel third-party discrete graphics chip from AMD Radeon Technologies Group, all in a single processor package. So the Intel embedded multi-die interconnect bridge is very similar to Infinity Fabric from AMD. It's essentially a connection media that allows you to take multiple different dies, different silicone chips that are all using different nodes or different manufacturing techniques, and put them onto the same substrate so that they can talk really quickly between each other. The EMIB is a small intelligent bridge that allows heterogeneous silicone to quickly pass information in extremely close proximity. It eliminates height impact as well as manufacturing and design complexities, enabling faster, more powerful, and more efficient products in smaller sizes. This will be the first consumer product to take advantage of EMIB. And in addition to that, they also have a power sharing framework that is a new connection tailor-made by Intel, so that the graphics chip and the CPU and the memory can all share the same power delivery without having to bring in separate power connections for each. So it should theoretically make the chip way more efficient. So they do have a video here on their website. It's just a basic demonstration. See the high performance laptops on the left and the thin and light portable laptops on the right. What they're hoping to do with this is to merge those two things so that they become one. Using the AMD discrete graphics, they'll be able to pump out a lot more gaming performance and content creation performance, so it should be very interesting how it actually plays out in practice. You can see their interconnect bridge so that you're able to put the GPU on there, and the HBM2 memory, which is a bit more complex than just a bunch of GDDR5 memory modules stacked, but that's essentially how it works. So needless to say, this is a very interesting development. To see the red team and the blue team working together for any reason is a big surprise. And there's tons of articles about this. The one that I came across first, which I didn't initially believe, was this one from PCworld, and then I actually followed the links and went to the Intel site and all of that, and yeah, it's very surprising. I would definitely give it a read and check out some of the other articles. I know AnandTech did a very good article about it. Now you'd think that that would be the biggest news and the most surprising of all of the things that happened this week, but it's not, because in addition to all of that goodness, Raja Koduri has joined Intel as the chief architect to drive unified vision across cores and visual computing. So if you don't know already, Raja was very involved in the AMD Technologies group. He was the chief architect, I believe, something along those lines, for Radeon Technologies group. He was at every press event, everything. 40 days ago, he went on a sabbatical. In the tech industry, if an engineer or anybody high up in a company goes on a sabbatical, it's either because they're burnt out and they need time to rest, they're being forced to take a sabbatical by somebody higher up in the company, or they are taking a sabbatical to find other prospects. Apparently this was what he was doing. He hasn't confirmed that, but Intel has confirmed that today, November 8th, that he is moving over to become Intel's chief architect, senior vice president of their newly formed core and visual computing group, and general manager of the new initiative to drive computing solutions. In this position, he will expand Intel's leading position in the integrated graphics for the PC market with high-end discrete graphics solutions for a broad range of computing segments. Wow. So basically Intel is going to be trying to make video cards. Now they don't, I believe, in this article anywhere specify whether or not they're going to be making video cards for consumers, desktop graphics cards, or if they are instead making graphics processors for the compute market, so all of the server markets and all of that good stuff, which is where basically all of the money in graphics cards is currently, in that and AI research, which they go very close hand in hand. So this is very confusing. So Raja was away from AMD for 40 days. He came back to AMD and resigned, and then immediately is starting to work for Intel in a graphics division of Intel. This is very odd because almost all senior people, and anybody really, has a non-compete clause in their contract. If he has a non-compete clause in his contract, he can't work on graphics cards. He can't work for a competitor to AMD doing the same thing he was doing at AMD. So this is where things get confusing, because that means if he's able to do this, it brings up the very strange question: why would AMD waive his no-compete clause and let him go and work for the graphics division of Intel? Was that part of the deal for this integrated CPU-GPU combo thing that they're working on? Or is it basically that he is breaking his contract rules, in which case AMD could take legal action against them? A thought I had was that perhaps this had something to do directly with integrating those Radeon GPUs into the Intel CPUs, but the way that they talk about it, saying that it's going to be for discrete graphics solutions, is something that Intel has done before in the past. They've tried twice to make an actual discrete graphics card. Neither attempt worked. One was in the 90s and one was in the 2000s. It brings up a ton of questions and it doesn't answer any of them. And I doubt we'll be hearing anything anytime soon about it. I'm curious if there was some sort of technology agreement that AMD may have gotten something out of this, some sort of IP out of trading one of their senior staff for something at Intel. It's very confusing and weird. Now, he is being blamed for the lackluster Vega release, but really Vega is actually a pretty decent product. It's not the high-end product everybody was hoping for. When it's actually clocked down and the power is reduced on it, it's a very efficient GPU. It's a good technology. It's just unfortunately not able to compete with anything that really NVIDIA has put out over the last year and a half. But it's going to be very interesting over the next few days, few weeks to see what goes on with this. It'll be very, very interesting to see in Q1 of 2018 the laptops with these combined chips in them, see how they perform. Vega itself is pretty darn good, so I can imagine that these are going to be some pretty impressive laptops. Definitely going to be rivaling anything in the entry-level gaming market. I don't really know how high-end they'll be, but for now, that's basically all I wanted to talk about here on this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been a very long time since I've done a Terrius Talks Tech episode. This was just too good of a topic to pass up. Now, I am planning on finishing the PIR project. I just wanted to get this room rearranged slightly so that when I install it, I'll know exactly where the lights have to go. And the channel is up to 120 subscribers. That's just insane to me. Wow. I don't even know. That is way more than I ever expected. I was like completely dumbfounded when we got to 100 subscribers, and now we're at almost 125. That's crazy. Thank you. That's all I can really say, is that you guys are the reason I do these videos. Now that I have my lighting set up and have my new setup here for doing these Terrius Talks Tech episodes, I hope that that will kind of inspire me to get pushing out videos again. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, then you can of course give it a thumbs down. Be sure to leave a comment in the section below, down here somewhere, with what you did or didn't like about it, or you can leave topics for future episodes of Terrius Talks Tech or future episodes of Tinkering with Terrius even. If you have ideas for projects you want to see me do, or things that you want me to research and do a video, talking head video like this about, then definitely give it a go down in the comment section, or email it to me, or tweet it to me. You can see my email address up here, I think, and my Twitter account down here. If you haven't already, then be sure to subscribe to my channel somewhere here, probably right here. There'll be a Tinkering with Terrius logo at some point. You can click on that and click the subscribe button. Be sure to hit the little bell icon as well if you want to get notifications whenever I upload a video. You guys are amazing. I do this for you guys. If you have any suggestions, send them my way. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.